So you're looking for a new 18-inch ring light, but you're not sure exactly which one you should get and why. But you do know you want 18-inch, you want something that's RGB but also has white color profiles, should have a remote, comes with a stand. I got you covered. So I've got two over here. We've got the Light and the Ariani, and one of these is going to be the winner for me that I'm going to keep. The other one I'm going to send back, but the reason why, well, I guess you're going to have to stay tuned until the end. So let's get right to it. I'm not going to do a complete unboxing that shows everything that comes with the kit. You can check out the product detail page, but they both come with a tripod stand. They both have a carry bag. They all come with Bluetooth remotes. They come with holders for a phone or a tablet and swivel ball heads and all of that great stuff. Okay, so let's put that to the side and let's talk about the actual functionality. So both of these do come with remotes, and we're going to look at that side by side and see which one has its pros and cons as well. So let's start off with some basics here. On the right side, we've got the Ariani. On the left side is going to be the Light, and I'm just going to do a quick scan top to bottom. Both of them have their tripod stands. Now, I don't know if you can notice the one on the left, the Light, it has a little bit of a lean to it. Yeah, I do have a wonky tripod stand. Not a big deal. I'm not going to leave 1 star for that, right? I would just message the seller and be like, yo, I got a weird stand. Can you send me a new one? But it definitely has a lean in this elevated position right here. Now, if we come in a little bit closer, if you look at the two lights, yeah, they're both supposed to be 18 inches, but the Light on the left-hand side has a thicker circle band than the one on the right. And if we come in a little bit closer, you can see that the LEDs are starting to poke through here on the Light, whereas the one on the right, the Ariani, has a, I don't know what you want to call it, opaque filter over the top. Let me turn the lights off really quick just so you can have a better look at that. And the remote controls are amazing for this right now. So if we look really close at the Ariani on the right here, right, you can see the entire circle itself, right? The whole ring light itself has this opaque filter on it, whereas the Light over here, if I get a little bit closer, camera's probably overexposing just a little bit for it, but you can, it's translucent. Yes, you can see the LED beads coming through on the inside. Yeah, is one better than the other? I think that's total personal preference. Now, on the right side, on the Ariani, you're going to see that the control panel is on the front right here, and it's all touch button. Yes, the Light, we'll look at that shortly. That's going to be on the back side right there. Aside from the two of those, the tripods themselves, okay, the Ariani has these flip switch locks for the tripod stand, where the Light has the twist lock. Neither one is better or worse. I personally prefer these ones because I just find them a little bit quicker and easier to unlock and lock, but totally up to you. The other thing that you should keep in mind here is, even though I have a wonky tripod stand, is the size of the footprint, okay? So right here on the right-hand side, yeah, the Ariani has a smaller footprint. The Light has a larger one, and let me push these down just so you can see what it looks like fully compressed. Down here. Okay, and why is that good or bad? Well, if you're in tight spaces, right, maybe you're in a bathroom, you're recording, you're doing different things besides just simple content creation, yes, size matters, right? How much space is it actually going to take up when you need to put it somewhere, or you're working in a tight little hallway for additional content creating purposes. Now, here's one important thing to consider. How many things can you mount in your ring light? And this could be a little deal breaker. This is something that's helping me make a bigger decision. On the Light here, you only have one hot shoe or a cold shoe mount, so you can only mount one thing. Now, they both have the same type of stuff as far as these are concerned, and a little, these like gooseneck ones, okay? So this one has it, I just don't have it mounted. But you'll notice here that we've actually got 3 cold shoe mountings location. So that's really good. So you could have a tablet and a phone. Maybe you want to record one vertical and one horizontal at the same time. Maybe you want to have these just in here at all times without having to swap them out. You could also put a microphone, whether that's a lav mic receiver or a shotgun mic or something like that. So you've got a lot more possibility with these 3 right here, and they can screw in like this one does right here, or like I said, you've got this cold shoe mounting option. So 3 versus 1. Keep that in mind as well. Now, a couple other small things to point out where there are differences here. So on the back side, the Light can actually take battery power. So if you want to use this on location or something, you can buy the NP batteries and power it directly without the power cord, whereas the Ariani does not have that option. However, on the back side, it does have 2 USB ports here, so you could plug this into your phone or something else to keep it powered up for longer periods of time which is not a possibility here on the Wii Lite. Now, I don't know if a 5-volt 1 amp output is going to be enough for a newer phone like a Samsung S23 Ultra or an iPhone 15. I feel like that's kind of low, but it might be enough, but I can't guarantee that. Something else to keep in mind. Now, on the back here with the Wii Lite, we have a nice LCD display screen and a jog knob that is easy to operate when it comes for on-off operation. And there's a tap button right here that will allow you to jump through the different modes that this light has. And we're going to look at this in just a second. So let's take a quick look at manually operating the lights versus using the remote control. Okay, with the Ariani, you got a simple on-off button right here. You turn it on, it turns on, and it comes on pretty bright. And if you want to quick tap it, it'll jump through some of the pre-programmed color temperature profiles, because this is like a bright pure white, right? This one I like, this is kind of in the middle, maybe closer to 5K. Yes, and then it turns off, right? And you can jump through those. Now, if you want to fine tune it, you can press the positive or minus button right here, they're up and down, right? And you can fine tune exactly what color you want to come out of the light as you go up and down. And then you can also use those same buttons with quick taps to dim or brighten the light. So depending on how much output you want, right, you have that control. It's pretty intuitive, it's pretty straightforward, it's easy to use. Now when it comes to RGB, right, tapping with the button, you're gonna be able to press it and you're gonna go through all of the different cycles, okay, front to back. Yes, same thing here. If you wanna turn that up and down, you can still tap on that so you can adjust the brightness, yes. And then we can also change the speed that this pre-programmed thing is using by pressing the plus or the minus. So if you want to slow down the fade, just hold the negative button and it's going to fade really slow. You want it to fade faster through this fade right here, hold down the plus button, speed it up, and you get to go through all of these different things right here. And then if you ever want to jump back, right, we got seizure mode right here. Okay, boom, press this and we'll jump back, right? Very straightforward and easy to use. Now, when it comes to the Wii Lite, we have the flip button right here. This is gonna turn on. Got a real nice LCD display screen right here, which is convenient. And if you use like nicer video equipment or lighting, a lot of them have something like this. So it's pretty intuitive, yes? And there's something gratifying about this jog wheel right here and seeing an actual number associated. You'll also notice that it has channels and groups. So this means you could link additional lights together. I'm not gonna talk about the app, but if I was starting over and I was gonna create a light studio or a video studio, photo studio, and I was going to use some lights, I would probably lean more towards this one, because then you can group it and you can change multiple lights at the same time remotely without having to go for each one. Now, if you're in a small 10 by 10 office, it's not that big, it's like 3 steps away. But if you get a larger studio or you want lights shining up and away with control, that is definitely a nice selling feature for this. So the jog wheel right here is going to show you what the percentage is here, and this is kind of like how bright or how dim it's going to be. If I press it in, we can go down, and now we can actually come through and start to change the color temperature and roll it back and forth, okay? So you get to jump between those. Now there's a mode button down here, so you can press this, and now we switched into a hue, saturation, and luminance mode, right? And you can change what the power is, okay, what the hue is, and it goes on 360 degrees, and then it just resets, and it's just a degree is associated with a particular color. And then saturation, how good you want that color or how dim you want it to be as it goes from color to essentially white. Press it one more time, and then we go into an RGB mode that's right here, and you can change exactly the mix of R, G, and B, right? And then we also have our scene mode. So if you want like, you can change this, yes, boom, and it doesn't tell you, so you can change the intensity and how fast this is gonna be. So if it's like a flicker like this one is right here, you can change that. The scenes just have a number associated with them, but like this is police mode, red and blue, right? We've got things that flicker like a like the strobe light we just saw. We've got a nice fade right here. So similar to the other one, you'll learn what the numbers mean. They might even be in the manual. I didn't look, but you also have that option. But like I said, everything here on the dial, very quick and easy to use. Let's talk about the remote controls. This one is for the Ariani. It's a nice, simple remote control. Okay, we have your on-off buttons. It turns on. You have the option to dim or brighten, right, by pressing this button. And actually, if you have it on super bright, this little button up here is like a quick dim. Boom, that brings it down. Yes, you can also change the Kelvin, so you can make it even more white or bluish color. Yes, which is a bright white, or down to a nice warm color. Or you have your quick jump scenes right here between the pre-programmed light colors like we looked at earlier. Then we've also got the RGB, which you can turn this on. You can pick a specific color like red, green, or blue as kind of like a go-to preset, or the same thing kind of like when you hit the RGB button on the display on the front, yes, you can toggle through just like this as well. Very convenient, very easy, very intuitive. And with the Wii Light remote, we have that LCD screen here built into the remote, just like the back of the light itself. So very straightforward and intuitive, right? Once you understand one, you'll understand the other. You can easily turn it on and off, right? You can use the plus and minus to change the intensity of the light. Press the mode button here and you can change the color profile, whether you want it warmer or cooler. Hold the mode button and now we're able to jump through the different things like the HSL. Yes, we've got the RGB direct control, and you can press this to jump through the different values. Yes, and then once again, you can press this. You've got our different scenes, the speed and the intensity, so you can go through and change all of those different things remotely, along with your groups and channels. Remember, if you have multiple lights, you can assign them to different groups and channels, and then you can control them here from the remote without having to walk around, or you can use the app once again. Which one am I gonna get? I don't know. Let me tell you the pros and cons first. So when it comes to the Ariane, what do I like about that? I like that you got 3 cold shoe mounts on the very bottom, so I can do vertical and horizontal, or put a microphone on there, or a GoPro or something extra. I like the stand a little bit more, and I also like that it has USB ports on the backside, so I could plug that into my devices if I plan on doing long recording sessions one way or another. The remote works enough for me. However, the Wii Light, okay, the Wii Light is really nice because we've got groups and channels that you can work with. So if I was starting over and I knew I was gonna set up a photo video studio where I needed multiple lights at different points, maybe it's not even that. Maybe you just have like a really cool dance studio and you wanna be able to set things up for fun when people are in class. That's the way to go, because you're gonna have remote control with all of those lights without having to run over and adjust each one every single time. Not to mention, if you happen to go out and about, you've got battery power that you could plug into that. That is a nice feature. The cons on that, you only get one cold shoe mount up in the center. Both of them have one on the very top of the light. Okay, the stand is a little bit wonky, but that's an easy replacement. I'm not going to fault them so much for that. Plus it has the app feature too, which is a big bonus as well. So that's really nice. So I think if you know, like, I'm just a creator, I just need a single light and the one's done, probably you're going to get the Ariane. If you're like, if you want that modularity and the ability to grow a studio, you're going to go for the Wii Light. Personally, I don't like seeing the LED chips coming through the light in the Wii Light, but that's just me. Maybe I'm getting a little more light output out of it because it's a slightly fatter ring as well. I don't have like a technical light meter, but for me, what I'm going to be doing, the Ariana Grande is ready to go. That's the one that I'm going to keep. The price point on that was really nice, just a little bit less than the other one, but who cares? Because really it doesn't matter what the cost is as long as it delivers the functions and the features that you need to use and want as a creator. So hopefully that helps you with your decision-making process. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below, and I'll see you in another video.